Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to Elders Boxing. We back again. You know what I'm saying? We got some news and notes for you guys. We got a couple of recaps for you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of good information. You know what I'm saying? Feel free to tap in for sure. Hit that like button. For those listening to the playback, yo, I'm gonna try to do some timestamps in the description box. So if you miss a topic, you can go straight to the timestamp, and I got you covered. I want to salute everybody coming through the building, though. Make sure you guys hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? Much appreciated. You can follow me on my social media, scrolling across the bottom, Twitter, Instagram. Tap in with me. I got you covered. All right, we're going to get to it, man. Some boxing talk for you guys. Blunt Sports in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute to you. Mar the Prince in the building. What's good, man? Appreciate you coming through. Salute to you guys. For sure. All right, so we got a quick little recap for y'all. So yesterday, July the 1st, we had Sergey Derevyanchenko. He fought on a YouTube, country box. They was playing country music in between the fights and shit. But he scored a 6 round TKO. He dropped the guy a couple of times. You know, the guy was overmatched. Jeremy Ramos, Sergey Derevyanchenko coming back after like a year off the ring, coming off a bicep injury. His last fight was against Billy, where he suffered the injury, but he was able to make it to the final bell. So he came back. He looked okay. You know what I'm saying? He's still a solid name in the super middleweight division. So any of these young guys looking for an opponent like Darius Fugum actually makes sense for him to fight Derevyanchenko. You know what I'm saying? Nice little bounce back after a loss to Beck the Bully. That don't sound too bad. So Sergey is back, got a win under his belt, so that's what's up. Today we had this card from Turkey. You know what I'm saying? We had a couple of notable fights. I know Bakram, what's his name? Bakram. He stopped Nganzi late in the fight. I think it was a 9th round stoppage. He started to get to him late in the fight. There was a lot of pressure, you know what I'm saying? So he ended up getting to stop his victory. And then main event, man, this is one-way action right here. Jazza Dickens went straight to Albert Bagaziev and just beat him up, basically. This is for the WBA interim title at 130. The winner is the mandatory for Lamont Roach. Well, this is one-sided. He showed signs of questionable. Yeah, he was getting touched up in a lot of his fights, bro. I thought, man, I didn't expect it at first, but I had an inkling when I seen Dickens warming up in the back. I was like, damn, this dude, he rehydrated real nice. He looked big and strong in the back, you know what I'm saying, hitting the mitts. So I was like, damn, bro. I mean, if he got some power, he can do some damage because Batyrgaziev is not a good defensive fighter. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's an Olympic gold medalist, all this shit, he's not a good defensive fighter. He's been touched up. And like you mentioned, those previous fights, he was getting touched up a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised Russell opponent got approved by Nevada. Yeah, he just lost to DJ Zamora, I think earlier this year. In that fight at 135, Castaneda. So, man, salute to Dickens, though. That's 2 big wins in a row. He beat up on Zephyr Barrett, you know what I'm saying? He was the underdog in that fight. And then he came into this fight as the underdog on the road, fighting in Turkey on the champion's home turf, basically, promotional turf. And he destroyed this guy. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, he did whatever he wanted to do. He pushed the pace, he walked him back, he beat him up. He hurt him in the 4th round, had his legs all crazy. He dropped him. He dropped him again, and they scored. They threw in a towel. So that's a big resurrection for Jazza Dickens. Like, he been around for a long time. Like, he fought Rigo when Rigo was the man. So that's a long ass time. So salute to him. What's next? Well, he's the mandatory for Lamont Roach. We know Lamont Roach is fighting Tank Davis whenever they're going to announce the fight, and yeah, he's in position if Lamont Roach don't come back to 130, and the way he's been talking lately, he may not come back to 130, win or lose against Tank. Then Jazza Dickens will get elevated to the full WBA champion. So, you know what I'm saying? He got business in that division. You got Ray Ford versus Kakashi winner. That would make sense for him. You got Nunes and Jazza. That'd be a good fight. Sugar Nunes, if Jazza Dick is fighting like how he been fighting, that's gonna be a good fight. So he got some opportunities for some big fights. So that's what it is. Salute to him on that. All right, so we got a couple of news items for you guys. So we got Hiroto Kyoguchi. This is a former champion, two-weight champion, 105, 108. He just announced his retirement at 31 years old. I believe it was like 19-3, 12 knockouts. He was the man in his division at one point. You know what I'm saying? Good fighter, Ring Magazine champion. I think he won the IBF at 105, moved up to 108. He beat the South African kid. I forget his name. But I think Hecky Butler. I think he beat him. And then he's a good fighter, though. I know he lost a unification to Kenshiro Tajiri. So when he stepped up, he lost. You know what I'm saying? That was a big fight for him, unification. He came up short a couple years ago. But he's a good fighter. He had a trilogy with Vince Paradas. That was a good fight. Those guys, they went 2-1 in Kyoguchi's favor. You know what I'm saying? And those were some good fights, good little trilogy. He lost his last fight to Anthony Oscar. And man, I thought the fight was actually, those scorecards was kind of wide to me. That was a close fight. Like, you could have gave that to Kyoguchi. So I'm not sure if it's like an injury or he just ready to hang it up. So he had a good career. He got out on top. I mean, well, I ain't gonna say on top, but he got out on his own terms, which that's what you want as a boxer. You don't want boxing to retire you. You want to retire from boxing. So, I mean, solid career. You know what I'm saying? He has some good names on his resume. Hecky Butler, yeah, bro. That's what's up. I ain't mad at it. Get out the game before it retire you. So, good shit. He should be 3 division world champion now for sure. Yeah, I actually thought he edged that last fight out. The IBF implication that the winner of Eubank Calderol, the international belt, would be in line. I think they too far down in the rankings for it to be in line for that. Um, the rematch between Patty Donovan and Lewis Crocker would probably fight for the vacant IBF. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably the fight. But I think Eubank is like he in the lower half. I think he's like 14 or 15, and Calderon is not ranked in the IBF right now. So maybe they can give him a bump into the top 10. But I think it would get them in position. It would make sense though, because if let's say Jack Calderon wins, he can have an opportunity, have a good in-house title fight with the winner between Patty Donovan and Lewis Crocker. So I guess they put them in line for that. So it's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. Winston Lee, what's good with you, bro? Salute to you. Appreciate you coming through as always. Salute. So yeah, man. Yeah, good solid career by this guy right here. Good solid champion. You know, in his big fight he came up short, but he's a good fighter. And like my man Anthony said, he should be 3 division world champion. I thought he won his last fight. So salute to him. So the WBO, they ordered Sam Noakes versus Abdullah Mason. They ordered this fight June the 12th. They had 20 days to negotiate before they go to purse bid. If you do the math, the 20th day is today. The deadline has passed. There's no word on what's going to happen. So they should be ordering a purse bid. To my knowledge, that's what they're going to do, order a purse bid. This seems like a fight that should be easy to be made. Queensberry, top rank. It seemed like an easy fight to be made. So we're going to see. I appreciate. Oh yeah, no doubt, bro, no doubt. So I wouldn't get alarmed by this because Mason just fought in June, and they probably need some more time to get shit together. And maybe Queensberry want to bring this over to the UK. Maybe Top Rank don't have no promotion, don't have no deal right now because they don't have a network deal. They're waiting on the new network deal to kick in, and it probably won't kick in until like October or you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, like October. So it depends on when they're trying to do that fight or whatever. If they want this fight right here to be like one of the first fights of their new deal, maybe they can sell that network this. we got the upcoming star and Abdullah Mason. We want him to have the first show. Maybe they do that, but I know Queensbury, they definitely trying to get this in the UK, or maybe on a Saudi card. It is what it is, but I mean, I don't blame either side trying to get the advantage. You know what I'm saying? It's 50-50 basically, the purse split. So yeah. And what they did was something interesting. Abdullah Mason, he jumped to number one, and Sam Noakes is number two. They flip flop. So I'm not sure if that really means anything, but the fight is ordered. We should be hearing some news about this, whether it's going to purse bid or not. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like a big fight like that was somebody going to put in a crazy amount of money, because I don't think it's a big fight. You know what I'm saying? Mason, he's an up and coming young fighter, having established himself as a star. Like, you know what I'm saying? And same thing with Sam Noakes. Sam Noakes been fighting on undercards and fighting at York Hall and shit like that. So it's like we'll have to see. Now it would make sense to fight, for these guys to fight on the Canelo Crawford card, but it's up to the promoters. It's up to Frank Warren. It's up to Bob Arum what they want to do. So yeah, just a little update on that. This is the deadline today, July the 2nd. We haven't heard much after that. These guys should be going to purse bid. So when it goes to purse bid, anything can happen. So we'll see what's up. All right, moving on. All right, so we saying today Tyson Fury said he basically coming out of retirement, but did he really retire? Nobody was really tripping off that. This was like nobody really cared when he announced his retirement because we know he was coming back. Turkey wanted him to fight Usyk in the trilogy. Fury wanted the Usyk fight. He was like he ain't trying to fight the other guys like Anthony Joshua or anybody else in the heavyweight division. So it ain't no big deal. They're talking about Riyadh season 2026. So I mean, him taking a year off, not fighting, is really not something that we haven't seen before. I mean, he did fight two times last year, May and October. Two tough fights with Usyk, came up short. So I mean, it's what it is. But nobody was buying that he retired though. Like that shit was crazy. He could have just not said nothing and then come back out with this. You feel me? So it is what it is. We'll see if we can get the third fight. Now, real talk, as a boxing fan, I don't really want to see the third fight. I would much rather see Fury and AJ, to be honest. I think Usyk, I mean, that shit kind of getting old now. It's too old. Even though I did thought Fury won the first fight. Real close. Even with the knockdown, I thought he won more rounds. But the second fight, I thought Usyk won more clear. You know what I'm saying? So what's the point of really doing a third fight, honestly? Then Fury go fight AJ, beat AJ. Now I think the demand would be a little bit better. But then AJ is coming off a loss. He's trying to find his way back. So yeah, we'll see. Big money though for Fury when he comes back. We'll have to see what's next. All right, so this right here, yo, this is something I tweeted out last week after the Paro and Navarro fight. So I'm tapped in with the rankings. So automatically when shit like this happen, I always know where the guy in the rankings and what could be next. So I put this out. So they should order Liam Paro versus Lindolfo Delgado, IBF Eliminator. We know Matisse is giving up his position because he's going to fight for the WBC against Alberto Playo. Great fight. I love that fight right there. That came out the blue. So what made sense the most to me was for them to order Paro versus Lindolfo. Those are two highest available guys. Something that a lot of people don't know is Hitchens. He fought his mandatory in his last fight, George Kambosos. He was number 3. So when Matisse decided to go the WBC route, they petitioned the IBF to go ahead and allow that fight to be for the mandatory, so he can free up Hitchens to do unifications and big fights. Smart move. So and the IBF approved it. So Paro versus Delgado, man, that's dope. All right. So we know Paro, he left Matchroom after his loss to Hitchens, and he just signed with No Limit, a multi-year deal. He just had a fight with Delgado, RGBA, one of their fighters, Robert Garcia, stopped him in 5 rounds. Looked pretty good. So yeah, they order him and Delgado. Man, I like the fight. Something interesting in Delgado's last fight against Elvis Rodriguez in a close, tough fight. Originally, it was supposed to be for the number 2 spot, but at the last minute, those guys they took that off the table. So I'm not sure why. I don't know if it was a weight thing or whatever, and they made it a 10 rounder. So now they're going back into that uh, as the final eliminator. So let's see. You know what I'm saying? It's a good fight. Interesting because Paro is probably the bigger puncher. It probably can look like the last fight Delgado had against the Southpaw and Elvis Rodriguez. I mean, he was pressuring and Elvis was moving around the ring and boxing. He hurt Delgado late too. I forgot the controversy. I think did he get the knockdown score or something happened late in that fight? I can't remember. But this actually is a good fight. And for the IBF, like IBF is known for having weak mandatories. Honestly, this probably be a solid mandatory. Paro is a former world champion. He went to Puerto Rico to beat Matisse, when a lot of people didn't want to fight him. Delgado is an Olympian. I mean, how many step up fights he gonna have on top rank before they give him something like this? And he got a good training staff with RGBA. So let's go. These guys are under they got like 30 days to negotiate. I think Delgado may have to go down to Australia. I think so, especially if they try to do a fight like in September, because Top Rank don't have a deal right now in place. So maybe they will be okay with Delgado going down there. You know what I'm saying? And they have done business with No Limit before. All right. Speaking of that, the IBF ordered another title eliminator: Liam Wilson versus Sultan Zaurbek. This is another good one. You know what I'm saying? The winner of this becomes the mandatory for Sugar Nunez, 130 pounds. Wilson is coming off a good win in his last fight. Him and Paro fought on the same card. And Wilson been getting a lot of opportunities. He fought Valdez and Navarrete. Zaurbek is a southpaw, strong. He coming off a good win over Fazili. It was a tough fight earlier. He started to break down Fazili and ended up stopping him. This is a good fight. This is a good one. And the winner of this, like I said, this is a solid mandatory right here. The winner of this fight. So yeah, we'll see. I can see a world where they do both of these fights, Paro Delgado and Wilson versus Zaurbek on the same card down in Australia. You know what I'm saying? I can see that. Zaurbek last fight was in April. He fought on Janabek's card, stopped Fazili. I'm saying pretty solid performance. He's with Wasserman and Boxing in the UK, Germany, and Liam Wilson is with No Limit. So that's what's up. Here's another IBF fight that they ordered. So this came off of Michael Eifert's IG. Now Michael Eifert is the IBF mandatory at 175. Been the mandatory since March 2023 when he beat John Pascal. Now they ordered the mandatory title defense for Dmitry Bivol versus Michael Eifert. It's long overdue. And honestly, it should be next, to be honest. If they going by the rules. Michael Eifert he took step aside money to allow the rematch because they originally ordered Batyrgaziev versus Eifert, but they worked out a deal. He stepped aside for like 6 figures, and we've seen the rematch in February. So now they ordered the fight. So it just tells me that the IBF title about to be vacant. I don't see Dmitry Bivol fighting this guy right here. You know what I'm saying? I don't see it. If he was going to fight him, he would have been fought him. And he going through some injuries, and those guys, him and Batyrgaziev is not going to fight to the end of the year. So it's just basically we just going through the motions. This is what happens when we get to the vacant title. They order the fight. We know the fight not going to happen. They're going to do that little negotiation thing after 30 days. Then after 30 days, Bivol probably ain't going to even accept the purse bid. You know what I'm saying? No, they're going to do 30 days negotiations. Then they're going to order a purse bid next 15 days. Then after that 15 days, then that's when Bivol will probably just drop the belt and move on. He might as well just drop it now because right now we got a ready-made fight. We got Michael Eifert, number 1, and number 2, we got Conor Wallace. I think that's the fight for the vacant title. Conor Wallace signed with Matchroom as a co-promotional deal. He just had a fight on Jay Abataya's undercard a couple weeks ago. He looks so-so. He fought an 8-rounder. Looks so-so. He's an Irish fighter based out of he's Irish based out of Australia. So I was thinking maybe when Paddy Donovan fight Lewis Crocker in the rematch, they can do that in Ireland and put that fight on the undercard. Conor Wallace versus Michael Eifert. So that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even tripping about Bivol losing 2 of his belts. Bro, we know who is 1 and 2. Bivol and Batyrgaziev. Those guys want to settle the score. Fine, do that shit. But this is how the business of boxing goes. You ain't gonna be undisputed with 4 belts and be able to defend that shit over and over again against the same person. You know what I'm saying? You got to fight your mandatory. So that's what it is. All right, we got some fight announcements. Got some fight news coming up. All right, so they just announced the prelims for the undercard of Pacquiao and Barrios. So we already know about that pay-per-view. Pacquiao, Barrios, Fondora versus Tim Tszyu. We have the rematch. That was a good fight. It had some controversy with the elbow and all that blood and shit. So we got that one. That's gonna be fun. We got Pitbull Cruz versus Angel Fiera. That's a WBC interim title fight at 140. This is a rematch. The first fight was fun, and then open up the pay-per-view. You have Brandon Figueroa versus Joet Gonzalez. So prelims free on Amazon Prime Video. You know what I'm saying? You got the return of Gary Russell Jr. We haven't seen him in like 3.5 years since the Mark Masayo fight. It's ironically Mark Masayo is actually fighting on the prelims too. That's funny. So he's facing Hugo Castaneda. I think he's like 15-2. He coming off a knockout loss to DJ Zamora. I think it was like a 4th round stoppage. So, and this fight is at 135. It's not 130. Gary, last time we seen Gary, it was at 126. This fight is at 135. So y'all keep that in y'all notebook. 135. All right. Country Q, what's good with you, bro? Nah, man, I appreciate you coming through. Salute to you. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you. So Mr. Gary Russell is coming back at 135. So past that, if you hear somebody say something different, y'all got them covered. Then you have David Picasso versus Kawasuki Kameda. Kameda is coming off a loss to Louis Neri. This is David Picasso's first fight with PBC. He signed a co-promotional deal with PBC. And if he wins this fight, he's in line for Naoya Inoue in December. Of course, Inoue has to win his fight against MJ Akhmadaliev in September. But Picasso is a fun, exciting fighter, young fighter. He brings that smoke. That's going to be fun. You know what I'm saying? Fun fight. And then you got Mark Masayo versus Jorge Cuellar. So Mark Masayo, he's in line for a WBC eliminator. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get the winner between O'Shaquie Foster and Stephen Fulton. Those guys fighting on the Tank undercard. So he just staying busy. He's supposed to fight Rocky Hernandez. Rocky Hernandez had issue with his eye, and they had to postpone that. They had to get him cleared. So Mark Masayo is going to fight on his promoter's undercard, Manny Pacquiao. So it's going to look. These 3 fights on the prelims are actually should be solid. You know, we ain't seen much of Gary Russell. I want to see how he look at 135, and but the other 2 fights are going to be action packed. So that's what it is. Prelims for you. All right, keep it moving. So Vlad Sirenko, he got a new opponent, Sol Dacres. So his other opponent, Noakes, out of the Usyk camp, he pulled out. So we got this fight right here. It's going to be on the undercard of Usyk versus Dubois. The rematch, July 19th, undisputed heavyweight title fight. Can't wait for it. So Sirenko is managed by Keith Conley. He been kind of under the radar. So this is kind of like a step-up fight for him. Last time I seen Saul Dacres, he got slept by David Aloys. So we'll see. So this is a replacement fight. It just added to the card. All right, some more additions to some cards. So you got Aloys Jr. This big, strong cruiserweight man. He a problem. Big puncher, coming off a good stoppage victory a couple of months ago. He's back. He's got Zorro. Aloysius is number 5 in the WBA at cruiserweight, so he's right there for a world title fight. He would be the co-main event. This fight would be the co-main event for Ryan Gardner versus Reese Bellotti. That's July 26th. All right, it's gonna be live on the Zone. So they added that. They also added Phil versus Abba Baker. So this is super welterweight, like an area title type shit. So these are a couple of additions to that card. I actually like that main event with Gardner versus Bellotti. I think that's a good fight. You know what I'm saying? It's at 130. The winner can be in position for a world title fight. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Keep it pushing. So Nikita Tszyu is back, coming off like about a year layoff, had a hand injury, had some, just had a baby. So he coming back. His opponent wasn't announced, but he'll be back August the 20th. So this is No Limit. No Limit been doing good as of late. I mean, No Limit got Tim Tszyu, the Fundora fight. They got Lynn Wilson. They got Lynn Paro. They got Nikita Tszyu. They got Michael Zarafa, who's supposed to be on this card. So here's the thing. Nikita Tszyu and Michael Zarafa are signed to fight late in the year, like December. So they're going to fight on the same card, probably against lesser opponents, and then build up to that big event they're going to have in December. So that's what that is. Nikita Tszyu got a couple of world rankings across the board. I think the IBF and WBO, I believe. So we're going to see. He's fun. He's not as good as his brother, Tim Tszyu, but he's fun. He action-packed. He's southpaw. He's going to bring that heat. So he'll be back August the 20th. All right, here's another card that was announced. Jack Raffety versus Mark Chamberlain. This at 140. British Commonwealth titles. This is a good fight. This is a banger right here. Because Raffety, I don't know how he making 140. I ain't gonna lie. When he in the ring, he like he a middleweight. And he be making 140 somehow, some way. Big, strong guy, big puncher, strong. You know what I'm saying? We got some good wins as of late. This is probably a nice little step up for him as far as name. Mark Chamberlain is a big, strong guy, too. He's been trying to fight a lightweight for the longest. Joshua Pally took him to school. He didn't beat him up. Well, he outclassed him, dropped him. You can say that, however you want to say it. But he lost to Josh Pally at 135. But it was actually like 137, some shit like that. So now he's at 140. We'll see if he's strong at the weight. Because Jack Raffety, he's big and strong at the weight. So yeah, this is gonna be fun. August 23rd. This is Queensberry. You know what I'm saying? Live on the Zone. I like Queensberry. Queensberry been doing good on the Zone so far. So good. Has some good cards. So this should be another one. Yeah, I like it. All right, here's another show for. This is August 16th. This at the Santa Monica Pier. So like you remember Matchroom when they did some prelim fights at the Santa Monica Pier Riyadh season when they was getting ready for fight week for Bud Crawford and Israel Majimov, and they had like the you know the open workouts and shit. So they're actually doing a card on the pier. This is dope. You know what I'm saying? So you have Brandon Adams. We know Brandon Adams. He's going to main event. He's on this card. D'Angelo Evans. I know him. He's from North Carolina. Vlad Panin. So you got some notable guys on the card. Lawrence King. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. This is Fight Book. So Fight Book is a new promotion company. I think it's ran by my guy Brendan Gibbons. You know what I'm saying? Sean Gibbons' son. So yeah, bro. Yeah, y'all tap in. Hopefully we get some get a network. Maybe the Zone. I'm thinking just like a Zone card. So it's tough. Brandon Adams is a good fighter at 154. That's a high division. He coming off a loss to Kakarakis. So I actually thought he won that fight to Katz. I thought he beat Katz. They gave Katz the decision. But still, bro, Brandon Adams is a tough fight for anybody at 154. So yeah, they just announced that. He said, "Do you know about Katiev?" Yeah, I heard it was straight. I think I seen somebody told me in the chat yesterday that Mike Coppinger said he was good, and then I actually I went to see his tweet, and he said the same thing. He said that Katiev is good, so that's good because that's a banging ass fight. I want to see that Katiev versus Morel. All right, so they announced this card right here. Well, they announced this fight, the rematch on Sunday, or was it Saturday, over the weekend. So I just want to get a chance to talk about it. Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn. The first fight is up for Fight of the Year. It was a fun, entertaining fight. I enjoyed watching that first fight. I'm not even going to hold you. The whole nostalgic thing with Senior getting out the car and shit. You know what I'm saying? The shit was fire. The whole event was fire. The ring walks, the entrances, and the fight was even better. It lived up to the hype. So they're going to run it back. Same stipulations as the first fight. The fight is at 160. Second day rehydration clause is 10 pounds, 170. So Eubank, struggling to make the weight. That's well documented. I think he can make 160. I think the second day rehydration be killing him, be getting him. So we got that going again. I thought Ben was actually the bigger puncher in the fight. You know what I'm saying? He hurt Eubank a couple of times. But Eubank used his size, used his jab, and he was just kind of just outworked Ben a little bit down the stretch, and Ben slowed down. He was slowing down a little bit. That last round was fun. Like, listen, I think it's gonna be another classic, but this time I think it may end. Somebody gonna get stopped. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like that, and my money would probably be with Eubank getting stopped because I feel like Ben was touching him. If he just pick it up a little bit more. And he got to get past that jab because when Eubank was popping that jab, he was controlling the fight. So, yeah, man, this is a big one. Hopefully they do a big undercard. They're talking about, I think this one may be in, I don't know where they're going to be at. Maybe a stadium again, Wembley. I forgot. I didn't hear where it's going to be at. But it's a big event once again. So, yeah, bro, I like it. Teaching the building. What's good with you? All right, so last topic for you guys. We have they made this fight. You know what I'm saying? I was skeptical, but because it was happening, negotiations was happening on social media, and that's most of the time is not a good thing. This is the exception. Brian Norman Jr. versus Devin Haney. They agreed. The fight is signed. They're gonna do it in November, Riyadh season. I like the fight. I think it's good. Two young guys. You know what I'm saying? Devin is a former undisputed champion, 2 division world champion. Didn't look. He didn't look. I thought he looked good in his last fight, as far as like movement and stuff like that. And he still got it. Like he still got the boxing brain to win fights like that. But I felt like he left a lot of meat on the bone with Jose Ramirez. He's definitely suffering from that experience with Ryan Garcia. He didn't want to get hit in that fight, which I get it. You know what I'm saying? But it was some points in that fight where I thought he could have pressed on the gas against Jose Ramirez. I thought he was moving way too much. Like he could have settled his feet and got busy because Ramirez is a shot fighter and he was there for the taking. So that wasn't the best of his performances, but he shut down Jose Ramirez. So he won that fight 12-zip, basically 11-1, however you want to score it. And he moves on. He was anticipating a big fight with Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia lost to Rolly on that same card, so he was looking for big fights. And how his pops is on the internet. And he causes controversy. He got people hating him and shit. So it's effective. So they landed on this fight. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Boxing Voice. This is why I've seen it the most on. It may have been on other platforms, but I mostly seen it on Boxing Voice. So y'all pardon me if I'm leaving people out that had some hand in this. But they got it done. Brian Norman Jr. has been on the road as of late. Santillan, Cuevas, and Jen Sasaki. That knockout went viral with Sasaki. He's a world champion now. You can tell he got his confidence. He getting better to me. little sharp. He more sharper. He ain't the thing that he was having issues with when he first signed with Top Rank. Where I was like, bro, I had my eyebrows raised because we kept hearing the sparring stories, but it wasn't matching up with his performances in the ring. So I'm thinking the thing I was saying most with him is mid range. He either smother himself or he's too far away. He have issues with mid range, but look like he got that shit solved. He's an athletic young fighter, strong as hell. Devin, I don't know, he finds somebody his size. Like we know Devin hydrates up a lot. So I don't think that's gonna be an issue. Devin got the experience as far as big fight experience and been around for a while as a young, at a young age. So he should have that advantage. And he's overall probably a better boxer technically, but I think the athletic ability and the power is going to be a factor in this fight with Brian Norman. We got a long way to go. We can talk about this a lot. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have plenty of opportunities to talk about this fight. But this first glance and my first thoughts on it, I think is I favor Brian Norman in this fight. I think Devin will be boxing, but you have a guy that's just as quick as you, just as long as reach and stuff like that, and he got the power. If Brian Norman can settle down and not try, I don't think he would be trying to knock people out, but he can win the fight without using all his power because he can actually box pretty good too, and a good counter puncher. And I want to see what Devin going to do to keep Brian Norman honest. But we got plenty of time to break this shit down. I'm just glad that it's happening. You know what I'm saying? I'm just glad that it's happening. And for once, we got a fight that was negotiated in the public getting done. That's what's up. Because us fans, we telling people what we want, and you actually giving it to us, bro. We gonna rock with this fight. We got it. Vegas got Devin as an opening favorite. Yeah, I seen this close. I seen it they had him plus 135 on my book. Maybe they got. I don't know what you seen it as. I think he probably should be the favorite coming in. Thoughts on Big Baby versus Miller, the Big Baby fight. Man, I hope that fight happens. All right, that's all I got on Devin and Haney. We can just talk boxing after that. Haney and Norman. I like this fight. From what I understand, Big Baby signed his part. Big Baby Anderson. Anderson signed his part of the deal to fight on the Canelo Crawford card. Waiting on Miller to sign his part. I think it's a good fight. Anderson is probably the more versatile fighter. Miller is a guy that want to walk you down and beat you up and lean on you and all that shit. But actually, I think Anderson is a better fighter. Technically, he can fight on both sides of the plate. When he commit to his jab, he definitely got a good jab. But the thing is, Miller seems motivated. Anderson don't seem motivated. So that can be the key factor in this fight, especially when they fight in the trenches. Because Anderson was complaining about punching somebody on the elbow or some shit. His last fight, he looked unmotivated. Miller, he fought hard in the Ruiz fight. He was fighting well up until a certain point in the Dubois fight. But the Andy fight, he fought well, and I thought he won that fight. So you basing off the last two fights. I mean, you might can edge it to Miller, but I think Anderson has better tools and more versatile. If he just get motivated, I think he can win the fight. You know what I'm saying? For sure. I don't know about knockout, but definitely he can win on points. I got Devin. I think Devin can win the fight though. I'm not even I ain't tripping. It's ways for him to win the fight. We've seen Norman struggle with guys that can box. But see, the thing is with Devin, he gotta make them miss and make them pay. He can make them miss, and I don't know if he's gonna get the credit for a fight like this if he's one punch and grabbing. I think he's gonna have to put some shit together and make it, dominant. But he can win the fight for sure. Are you leaning towards any fighter, Matisse versus Playo? It is. I think it is 50-50. I agree with you on that, and I am leaning towards Matisse. I think Playo is a good fighter. I like how he run his numbers, and I think it's gonna be a typical type of fight with Matisse. If Playo can get his attention, he gonna be in business because he gonna have a lot of opportunities early. But I think Matisse is gonna wear him down. I think he's gonna wear him down. So I'm leaning towards Matisse. That's a great fight. That fight came out of nowhere too, because I was expecting Matisse to get the Hitchens. You know what I'm saying? Because he's the mandatory. But that shit came out of nowhere, and I'll take it for sure. That's a good fight, bro. It'll be entertaining. The press conference. You talk about the big babies. It should be fun. Good build up. You know what I'm saying? You know Miller gonna talk his shit, but Big Baby Miller, like I don't really trust him like that though, because he be pulling out of fights and shit. And how many fights he done pulled out? Like he blew the Fabio Worley fight. So we're gonna see. I'm the LDTV. What's good with you, bro? Salute to you. So yeah, it's a lot of good stuff though. Yeah, I'm glad they made that Devin and Norman fight because being on social media like that, bro, it's like it hardly ever works out like that. You know what I'm saying? So um, it was loud at first, and then like a couple of days after that, you know, then it got quiet. So I like quiet because we understand when they quiet, it's out the media, it's out the YouTube streets, they get some work done. So that's good. That's good. I want to see how the rest of that card look. I think the rest of that card is going to be predicated by what happened next week. You know what I'm saying? I know Turkey was saying that he want to do Andy Cruz and Williams Zepeda. People took that as he wants Zepeda to win. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what that means per se, but I know Shakur is his guy, Hamza Shiraz is his guy, Fury is his guy, Dmitry Bivol is his guy, some other people too, Mark Chamberlain. So he got people he want to win and shit. So we're gonna see. It was another fight that he was talking about too on that card. I can't remember, but yeah. And hopefully Mason and Sam Noakes they find a home. If they do that fight like just by itself, it's cool. I feel like that fight maybe be better suited for like a big card, like on the undercard. But if they're gonna do that shit on his own, like take it to the UK on the Queensberry show. I mean, it is what it is. Because I know it may be hard to do it for Top Rank because they don't have no deal right now. After July the 26th, that's a wrap. So if they're gonna have a card, their first card might not be to the fall. You know, because football season gonna be cracking. So they'll probably, depending on where they go, they probably won't start in like October. Their schedule. So that's what's up. Morel versus Katiev. That's a good fight, yo. That's gonna be fire. I ain't gonna lie, that's a good one. You think Edgar gonna have to go for broke? No. He can box with Shiraz. Edgar actually can box okay. You know what I'm saying? He just gonna have to be creative with his shit, um, and get his counter punching together. Because I think he gonna have opportunities to counter punch Shiraz. No, I don't think he gonna have to go for broke. This he can box his regular fight. I would say for Edgar, if he can keep Shiraz on the back foot, I think he'll have a little bit better success than them have been in the middle of the ring or he getting backed up. Morel and Katiev, that can be a shootout. But I think Morel gonna fight a little bit more. I ain't gonna say cautious. I'm gonna say a little bit more disciplined because sometimes he let it all hang out. He can get clipped. This fight right here, he want to be honest with this Katiev guy. He a big, strong dude. Morel got the talent, the skills to all boxers guy. I would like to see a little bit of the Cuban school come out. But if Morel lay on the ropes like he did against Benavidez, he may have some issues. Katiev is a big strong puncher. JC, what's good with you, bro? Salute to you. Appreciate you coming through for sure. I'm your Canelo. Man, I think Shiraz can win this fight. I like Shiraz's corner. I think Shiraz can box, counterpunch. He do a lot of good stuff. I know people are down on his last fight against Adamas. I don't think he fought that bad. I thought when he was using his jab, he was doing okay, keeping his range. He was doing all right. I just thought Adamas, his defense started to get tighter, and he was starting to counterpunch some of that shit Hamid Shiraz was doing. But it wasn't like he was dominating, like beating the shit out of him type shit. He just outpointed him. You know what I'm saying? This is how I seen it, how I remember it. So from my understanding, it's not next. Um, I know the WBC put that out that they was going to order it, but to my understanding, Virgil Ortiz is having like a get back fight. I'm not sure who he's gonna fight, but I don't think it's Bogachuck next. You know what I'm saying? Because he coming off hand injury, so he's supposed to come back like October or some shit to test it out. So it probably won't be Bogachuck next. If it get mandated, probably after his combat fight. Now, Adamas ain't no bad fighter, not for sure. That's what I'm saying. Like, people are overdoing it. No, Hamza Shiraz got a lot of heat because Turkey walked over to the corner and told him to tighten up. You losing. You know what I'm saying? That's no different from what Floyd did in the Barrios fight to Tank. He went over and told Tank, I need you. I ain't never lied to you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you down now. You down. And then Tank turned that shit up in the 8th round. He got busy on Barrios. You know what I'm saying? And then the rest was history. So it's the same type of shit. You know what I'm saying? It's the same shit. It's just Turkey gonna get more heat because it's recency bias type shit. But I thought he lost the fight. I thought Adamas won the fight 115, 113, or 116, 112, something like that. But I didn't feel like Adamas was beating the shit out of Hamza Shiraz. I just thought he was quicker to the punch with his counters. He started to tighten up his defense late in the fight with his head movement, upper body movement. He was making Shiraz miss. But they talk like Hamza Shiraz didn't have no chance in the fight. He did. You know what I'm saying? But I guess it depends on how you watch the fight. You know what I'm saying? So, let me see. I agree. Yeah, he edged it out. So it wasn't like he beat him 9-2. I mean, what is it, 9-3, 10-2? Um, yeah. Yo, like I mentioned before, this weekend of boxing, it ain't really so crazy. You know what I'm saying? So we next week is gonna be out the chain. Berlinga's defense is very bad. I don't see how he gets away from. I don't know about very bad. You know what I'm saying? I think it's alright. Cause I don't really see him getting hit with a whole lot of shit in his fights. But I feel like a boxer now with the jab part, I think he would struggle with his jab. I seen Berlinga struggle with jabs before, so yeah, I'm with that. I'm with you on that, but he said very bad. I don't know if it's like that, but we'll see. I do think the jab gonna be important. I seen guys all box him and do real well against him with the jab. What's his name? Steve Rose was doing well against him. What's the other kid name? The Irish kid. Quigley. Was it Quigley? Quigley was having some success. So, yeah. And the Russian card this weekend. Yeah, it's this weekend. Here it go right here. Yeah, it's this weekend. I pull it up real quick. I still got it. Yeah, right here. RCC. So all the names are Russian, but at the top you got Megamov. What's his name? Kabranov, the one who lost the belt to Majimov. We got a good fight at 168. Sagani versus Korzo. That's a good fight at 168. Both guys is highly rated. It was Evgeny Romanov. He's fighting for the Bridgeweight title. So yeah, this is what it is. We should be able to see this on the RCC YouTube channel. So yeah, that's what it is. Let me see. He said, "Does Hamza drop Berlinga?" I don't know. I don't know how his power going to translate. I think he got an opportunity. I think what's going to win him the fight is this corner. I like Andy Lee. Andy Lee got some good tactics in this fight, so I think he probably can outbox Kabranov versus Boots. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, that wouldn't be a bad welcome to 154 fight for Boots. It wouldn't be. Kabranov got a high ranking in the WBA. Actually, I wouldn't even mind that fight. His first fight back. His first fight at 54. I'm super confident in Shiraz dub. Am I tripping? Nah, Shiraz can win that fight. He got a lot of stuff going for him. You know what I'm saying? He's a good boxer puncher. Maybe maybe him fighting at 168 is going to be beneficial to him. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know how he made 160 for all them years. He like 6'3", 6'4". And I like his trainer. I like Andy Lee. You know what I'm saying? I think he can box smart against Berlanga. If he make Berlanga over anxious, he can do some things. Let's see. Who would you think Boots fight next though? I heard Norman say he might be on that undercard. Let me see. Who I want him to fight is Virgil Ortiz. That's fire. That's the fight I want him to fight at 154. If Virgil Ortiz is willing to go straight into that fight, even if he got to push his original date from October to November or September to November, that's a fight I would want him to fight. But if not, the way I'm hearing it, Boots is going to take some welcome to 54 fights. If he can't get, because right now the picture, and like far as the championship picture at 154 right now, there's no titles available. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't think I don't know. I want to see him and Virgil, but I don't know if it's next. So, with that said, I like the Kabranov fight. I think that would be straight. Bokachuk. I like the Bokachuk fight. Actually, I like Bokachuk. But if he's on the undercard, give me Virgil. That would be wild, yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Um, who do you lean? I think I like Norman right now. I like Norman. Gary Antoine Russell. He don't seem too keen on fighting Hiroto next. So from my understanding, that's the fight next. I don't know who he been talking to or whatever, but those guys in negotiations, the deadline been passed, and PBC take their sweet time announcing fights and shit. So I don't know, but from my understanding, he's fighting. He's fighting on Tank's undercard whenever they announce it. So I don't know. Maybe he don't want to fight Hirako. Maybe that's not a big name for him. I like Norman. Yeah, I think I would favor him right now. You think uh, Yo Yo, Laura, Adamas would be willing to fight each other? Uh, Let me see. I'm gonna say nah. I think if anyone, Yo Yo would fight both of them. Yeah, I think Yo Yo would fight both of them, but I don't know. This their first fight at 47, ain't it? He jumping right to the smoke. To me, it's his second fight. I count 143 because anything over 140 is welterweight. I mean, that's how I count it. But for 147, yeah, I know he won the fight at 147 for the fight with Jose Ramirez and the fight with Teofimo. So I guess you can say technically this is first fight at 147. But what if he come in at 144? What if he come in at 145? You know what I'm saying? So anything above 140 is welterweight. So technically, this is second time. But the narrative would say this is first time. So I'm gonna go with second time. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so yeah, 143 is welterweight. What was the my bad? What was the weight? What was the catch weight? 144. Yeah, that's the welterweight. But still, I like the fight though. That's good. Devin, to me, he never really ran from no fight to me. It's a lot of shenanigans and bullshit in the game, but for the most part, he go after the big fights. So that's what's up. The Catterall card. It's a lot of young guys on the card, so it's gonna get a lot of upsets. I mean, a lot of probably early KOs. So here it go right here. I think, excuse me, that Turner kid, that Murphy kid, I think he can beat Aki Fias. So I'm gonna go with Murphy. I think Scott Nicholson bounced back. Tang gonna have a knockout. Pat Brown gonna have a knockout. Uh, Corolla gonna have a knockout. Cordena, I expect Cordena to win, but Cordena fighting a Mexican. Mexicans in the UK on matchroom cards is different. You know what I'm saying? And then Catterall and Eubank. I was going back and forth with this, but I'm riding with Eubank. So yeah, I think Eubank gonna win. Let's see though. So those my picks. You know what I'm saying? He said Haney a track star, he be running. Now I haven't heard no word on Keyshawn. I haven't heard no word on him. Just looking at the landscape. If he fight this year, it's not gonna be late. It's not gonna be until late this year. The whole point of getting him to fight to turn around so quick is to get these guys fights before the network deal starts. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be a couple of months where Top Rank ain't having no fights. Like in August and September, Top Rank don't got nothing scheduled. So Keyshawn fought, back to back, February and June, but he blew that. So they probably won't have nothing for him until late next year or sometime early next year. Late this year or early next year. So I haven't heard nothing from him. I seen the apology and shit, but I really don't care about that apology because he didn't do that shit right away. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can wait 3 weeks and apologize, my dude. Nah, his apology should have been on camera. He should have chose one of these platforms he go on. He should have went on Cigar Talk. He should have went on the Art Award. He should have went on. He should have went on his own YouTube channel and apologized. That shit right there, bro. His mama could have wrote that. He said he wanted unification. He mentioned Keyshawn after he settles 140. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't like when these guys do these interviews and not mention that mandatory that was ordered and that's due. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's teasing fans because, a lot of fans, not to be disrespectful, but they don't really know no better. They hear these names and then they run off of that. And then content creators hear these names. Keyshawn. Oh, he gonna fight Keyshawn. Let me do a video on that. Oh, he gonna fight Teofimo. Let me do a video on that. Teofimo, we can't depend on him because he said he fight on Tanks on the card. Then he said he gonna fight in October. Then gonna fight in January. Which one is it? So I'm gonna go with the low hanging fruit. You know what I'm saying? And the easy money. I'm going to go with Andy Hirako. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go with that. Because, I'm going to go with that one. Because real talk, Gary Antoine clout chased Richardson Hitchens after his last fight, bringing up amateur fights and shit. Knowing that because they tell me that when you call out somebody that already have a fight coming up, that's clout chasing. So I know him and Hirako been in negotiation for a long time. You know what I'm saying? They're just waiting on the date. So, yeah, it is what it is. I like those fights for him, too. And those are fights that most fans want to hear. But let's be realistic, bro. Acknowledge that guy as your mandatory. And what's next for that, right? And then we can move on to the other guys. They need to find some UK bombs. Those Mexicans. Bro, I'm trying to tell you, bro. I'm trying to tap into them odds right now. Because, and there's no footage on this guy either. What's his name? Joret Gonzalez. I ain't seen. I found one fight from like 5 years ago. Eubank, sheesh. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take Eubank. I don't know. It's on the bottom, bro. Catterall moving up to 147. First fight. He don't got the most attractive style. Eubank is a little bit more aggressive. We're gonna see how well Catterall gonna be taking punches. I mean, to my knowledge, did Catterall get dropped in his last couple of fights? Am I tripping? Then Regis drop him, and then Barbosa drop him. Let me know. He ain't taking punches as well. Then he moving up to 47. Maybe he probably should have moved up to 47 a long time ago. I don't know. He was waiting. He was sitting there waiting for Josh Taylor forever. I don't know. Let me know if I'm tripping, because I know Regis scored a knockdown on him. And did Barbosa drop him? I can't remember. I can't tell you shit. T.O. said serious. Nah, that's what I'm saying. I'm the same way. I don't believe anything out of T.O.'s mouth. See? Womack said we should expect his return in a couple of months or so. But I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm see. It sounds good, but a couple of months sounds like when Top Rank get their deal popping. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, let's see. Appreciate that info. No doubt, bro. Appreciate you coming through. So, yeah, man, that's all I got, though. I want to salute everybody coming through the building for sure. Salute to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you guys hit that like button if you haven't already. He said, hold on, let me see. Bro, Barbosa drop you, your chin is. That's what I'm saying, bro. So, I don't know what's going on with Catterall. We're going to see. And this fight came out of nowhere, too. I think he think this Eubank kid is some easy money. We're going to see on Saturday. It's a fight that he should win on paper and experience-wise, but, you know, we're going to see. Yes, sir. I got Murphy, Eubank. Okay. Yes, sir. I hope you hit that shit, bro. Hope you hit, Andre. Salute. Yes, sir. Salute to everybody coming through, man. Like I said, I'm gonna work on these timestamps in the description box so you guys can go straight to the topic. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go back and whatever, it's all good. And salute to everybody coming through. That's my time, and I'm out.